right, we are live.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you see the chat?
It's doing something. Oh, here we go.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Ruin an Hour, a safe place to talk about anything from sobriety, addiction, depression, anxiety, balance, and life. We are live every single week at 5. I haven't been live for the past 2 weeks because I've been slipping.
Oh, snap.
I fell off, you know. It's the first time in 2 years. But I'm back. My favorite guests and people. SISTAR Outspoken.
Hey, and I kind of like that Avo just talked about falling off and getting into a, not your norm. Because we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So, thank you for having me.
Of course.
Once again.
It's an honor.
So, you guys, today we're going to talk about your immune system and staying healthy during the pandemic. For those of you who don't know, I didn't make it to my last battle because I got sick. So we're going to talk about in what way, what caused it, and then how we can together make sure we don't go through things like this so that we don't lose opportunities, so that we don't have to miss out on moments because we're not doing what we're supposed to do. And I felt that it's important for me to come here and be transparent with you guys and talk about me not being exempt, to illness and getting sick and stuff like that, because I'm such a hardcore advocate for holistic healing, for being healthy, for all of those things. So I'm not going to sit here and just tell you, do this, do this, do this, do that, and then not tell you when I wasn't doing it and what happened. So, let me see. Hey, you guys. Look at the chat really quick. Okay, hey, you guys. Okay, so let's talk about it. One thing that I was even just talking to Avo about, that I have bad, I guess, it's bad in the sense of battle rap being the way it is. It's very fast paced. If I was getting ready for a movie or like something in theater or something like that, then it's okay to have to put yourself back in a certain state. You know what I mean? Because what I was telling him, let me be specific. When I battle, I dig from a place of where I'm at right now and the things that I'm learning right now and places that I've been. And what I have bad is reverting to some of the habits that I had during those times, to just nostalgia, to just be in that space. Like, maybe I'll go to an old street that I used to always be at and, like, smoke a Black and Mild or, like, do whatever. Like, and that's called fine and dandy when that's something that you do on a regular basis. But when you get to a point to where, like I told you, I think the last time I was here, last time we talked, period, I stopped smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
And that goes for Black and Mild too. I wasn't a heavy Black and Mild smoker anymore, but every blue moon I might hit one or something if I didn't feel like buying a box.
Yeah.
But I've done excellent with that, with quitting.
Good.
And what I didn't know is how excellent I had done until I decided to have a nostalgia moment.
Why it triggered you?
And, well, what happened was, because I want to talk about all my bad habits.
Yeah.
Because I went from being in a good space, getting my sunlight, being in nature, drinking all my water, having my sea moss, feeling good, to like, because like when I'm in battle mode, like I just be like, I'll be forgetting to eat and shit. Like, I just be like, I'll be in the house and dark and shit. Like, what can I talk about?
Yeah.
Bumping old music from like when I was 15. Like,
Yeah.
And it's like, I have a child that demands my time between a certain time of the day, because I realize he's not as mature as I gave him credit for. And if I don't be on his bumper, he won't go to school. Who ditches digital school? Okay.
I mean, damn, I could see that being really easy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he's intelligent because
Yeah.
I walk up to the screen and it look like he in school.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I'm like, I would be like watching YouTube. I would be like completely ditching that shit.
man, he was ditching.
Yeah.
My baby was ditching. Okay, and so I'm on his ass now.
Totally.
You know, so now that's my life.
Yeah, you gotta like supervise him.
Yeah,
monitor him.
so like it's us at school.
Yeah.
You
Damn.
know, like I'm literally sitting right there, like.
Yeah.
So that's my
That's
life.
crazy because of COVID. It like literally like hinders your life now.
Yeah, and we don't get paid for being teachers. We don't get no
Yeah,
training
yeah.
or nothing. So now I'm a teacher now.
Yeah.
So well, not really a teacher. I'm like a what is it called when you go with your kid to a
Supervisor.
to a dance.
Yeah,
I'm a chaperone.
Yeah.
I'm a class chaperone. Okay.
Damn.
So that's my time block from that, you know, and then so right after that, now it's like, okay, what else do I have time to do?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I'm running my errands. That's when I'm doing my stuff. So at the end of that, it's nighttime. So I missed the sunlight.
Yeah.
I missed my time in nature.
Totally.
So now I'm in the dark. I'm in the house. I might get some moonlight. You know, it's cold though.
Yeah.
So if I'm outside doing stuff outside, it's cold.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then when I go into that space, I start to drink. I do.
Mm-hmm.
So we all know that lowers your immune system.
Yeah.
So I'm drinking, I'm in the cold, I'm up late because I have to do all this other stuff earlier in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get nostalgic. And I call myself trying to hit a black and mild. Okay? And the wine would tip, y'all. I wasn't going all Reggie, you know. It's nasty either way, but at least, you know, you know, it's a different kind of. But I hit that thing one time, and I had two realizations. One, I'm in a really good space health wise because I have literally healed my lungs.
Good.
Cause my lungs wasn't having that shit.
You started coughing like crazy.
It wasn't even a cough. It was a sizzle.
Oh wow.
Like I hit it and it was like it just like raw meat to fire. Like that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Like a quick one though.
Yeah.
You know, like it probably just left a black real quick. Like it didn't even have time to like know that it was burned.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just like I just threw it like like it was just over with. Like my relationship with smoking tobacco products is over.
That's amazing.
Great.
That is.
And I probably, I ain't gonna say I needed that experience, but I'm happy that I had it for that reason because it showed me where I'm at.
Incredible.
And it took me a long time to get there, you know?
Yeah.
So that was good. But I woke up the next day, throat hurt, you know. A little cough, but I just figured it was a cold.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, dang. And I know the process of a cold. Day 1 is a sore throat. Day 2, you lose all of this.
Yeah.
You know, you can't smell, you can't taste. And then day 3, you start getting better.
Mm-hmm.
So day 2 came, and I didn't, my nose wasn't stopped up. It wasn't like the mucus, you know? And I just had this hardcore, like, it was like this rough kind of cough a little bit. And I'm like, smoker cough. Like, you know, like I smoked a little bit the other day, like whatever. I'll be over. Yeah, like,
Damn.
I don't know. Maybe I was just, I don't know. So
I
I'm
mean,
like.
I could see that. Like you've quit, you've been clean for a while. I can't even.
The universe was like, no.
Yeah, totally.
You said you want to stop.
Yeah.
Well, you go stop.
Yeah, for good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For good.
Yeah.
I'm not going back.
Totally.
I'm not going through this again.
Uh-huh.
So as the days continued, like I was cool, but then I would just get this cough. You know, like it would just come out of nowhere, and I'm like, and then one night, this was like the Wednesday, the week of the battle.
Yeah.
I was up all night because another thing I was doing, I was drinking Red Bull.
Because
I was trying to stay up.
Oh man, you drink Red Bull?
No, I don't drink Red Bull.
I would never expect that.
I was just doing shit that I don't normally do.
You drink tea though.
You know,
why don't you just drink green tea if you want energy?
Green tea doesn't really like. For me, green tea it's a cleanser for me, and it calms me down.
Yeah,
It really
yeah,
doesn't make
see.
me feel like I'm staying up more. But maybe that's psychological.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe because I don't feel jittery,
Yeah.
I don't know that it's really doing something with my energy.
Yeah.
With a Red Bull, I just tried it. I was just at the store because I told you I've been drinking.
Yeah.
So I was just at the store, and I was like, I remember we used to mix those with alcohol back in the day and be lit.
Yeah.
Totally. You know what I'm saying?
So bad.
So yes,
so bad.
that is such a terrible combination. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm about to mix it and be lit. I'm gonna be up all night, and I'm had the hardest shit ever. Like I'm gonna be up. So that's what I was doing for like days, you know. And I finished all my stuff, but at what cost? Because it was like a Wednesday night, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't breathe. Like all of this was just like closed up.
Damn.
And the only way for me to breathe was to cough. So it was like this horrific cough and like fight to breathe.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I thought I had COVID.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, okay,
Everybody's
like,
goes there.
and I have been drinking tea and stuff. Like I've been doing the basic stuff,
Yeah.
the holistically to fight like a cold,
Yeah.
not an infection.
Mm.
That's a whole different line of remedies.
Yeah.
So but I was thinking in my head, because I was doing that, the cold didn't kick all the way in, because I never got stopped up and stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought I was just fighting this cold, and it was just like fighting hard, you know? But no, all of this completely closed up, and I went to the hospital, and I just knew they was going to be like, COVID. And I'm like, no, they didn't. I would think that they would have anyway, just on GP.
Totally.
Like they was like, it could have been like, this is a good check.
Yeah.
Whew,
Yeah.
I
You're
know
like,
she.
my mom's broken COVID.
Yeah, they be saying COVID over all kind of stuff.
For real.
Like
Yeah.
I'm having respiratory. Y'all didn't say COVID.
Yeah.
But no, they just put like respiratory infection or whatever. So what I think happened is it really when I hit that Black and Mild, it burned my lungs literally.
Oh wow.
Like an actual burn.
Jeez.
And I was walking around with an open wound
Oh my God.
and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
You know, and like at night it did hurt when I cough, and it would hurt, like especially at night.
Yeah.
But I didn't really think too much of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I was numbing it because I'm drinking a little bit, and doing my
Yeah.
little whatever. And then so they told me that, and I'm like, ooh, dang, why? I'm sick for real. And it was bad for real, because I couldn't, at that point, like I couldn't talk too long without coughing, and it hurt. And I'm like, dang, okay, what am I going to tell people? Like, what am I going to do? They got to COVID stamp me for real, or not believe me at all.
Yeah.
So because I'm a battle rapper, I had to send in my staff. And because I have an obligation, you know, like I'm not just a rapper, I am the league owner,
Yeah.
you know, and it's a lot of things that I still had to make happen.
Totally.
And it's like, ooh. So I had to go home, tell my entire staff, like Code Red, like I'm out of commission, you know. And just so I didn't get no bullshit, I had to record. I recorded all my hospital paperwork, all my rounds. You know, like this is not me not having my rounds, y'all.
Yeah. Totally,
Like, let's get that out the way.
Yeah.
So I sent it to everybody individually and was like, okay, this is what's going on. I handled that.
Yeah.
But so I'm not going to be able to rap, and I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
So you guys got to hold it down. You know?
Yeah.
Like, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, you, let's do this.
Yeah.
So they held it the fuck down, too. Shout out to my squad, because they handled that. And you don't know how hard or how solid of a situation that you created or that has created until you step yourself out of it and see it do what it do.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So that was powerful. That I needed that experience. I definitely did. But I also needed to get better. So let's talk about getting better and staying that way. So another thing that I hadn't been doing, the herbalist by my house, they had ran out of sea moss a while ago.
Yeah.
So I didn't have it, at least from then. I could have got it from other places, but I just didn't even it was like, it was like between a 2 weeks time span.
Yeah.
So between a 2 weeks time span, I was just reckless as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't going outside. I didn't have my sea moss.
Yeah.
I was drinking Red Bulls and trying to smoke Black and Mild. Like, girl, not getting no sleep.
Yeah, Jesus.
All of those things will lower your immune system, you guys, and you will get sick.
Yeah.
Period. Like, we have to have our minerals. We have to feed our body with certain things that help us operate at peak levels.
Yeah.
My water intake was horrible. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that sounds just like a recipe
for a disaster.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because the thing is,
no water.
If I was in a better state, period, and other things that I was doing, even when I did that, if it had wanted to become an infection, it wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because my body would have been like, psh, psh,
Yeah,
psh,
your body's
psh.
strong. Exactly.
Yeah, it would have
Fight
just
off.
got it out of here. Like, well, we don't do that over here.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm over here, got my body all like, meh. So it was like, yeah. You know, like, just in me.
Yeah.
Whew, try to take a nigga out. But anyway, so a couple things that helped me. Let me be a little bit more transparent too, because I like to be honest with you guys. I like to be transparent, which is hard as a battle rapper. Battle rappers know. It's very hard for us to be transparent because everything is an angle. Everything is being used against us. It's hard to be human sometimes because it's always something or somebody looking to have something against you. But I'm a healer before any of that shit. I'm a person before any of that shit. And I will not be just a battle rapper and live my life like that when I know that part of my purpose is to help people, is to help people heal, is to help people grow, is to help people evolve. And in order for me to do that, I have to be human.
Good.
I have to be real with you. I have to show that I'm not exempt. I'm not perfect. I'm not just sitting on some little mountain like, oh, all the damn time.
Yeah.
No, I fuck up. And when you fuck up, shit happens, you know? So y'all need to understand that. And yeah, so I'm gonna be a little more transparent too. I kind of didn't want to share this part, but it's all a part of the process, you know? So another thing that I was doing, being bad, before we get to all the good stuff. So when they gave me my medications, as you know, when you get sick, especially during this time, they give you a lot of stuff. So they gave me this long list of stuff, you guys, and you know that I'm into holistic healing, into natural remedies. But I went to the pharmacy and I got the stuff, and I went to the pharmacy and got the stuff because one of the things on the list was promethazine. I was being bad. So, before I started getting better, which is probably why I was sick for as long as I was, because I could have knocked it out way faster once I found out what was wrong. But I sat in the house and was leaning and watching Netflix.
Yeah.
I did, you guys. I did. I was leaning and watching Netflix. I did it, okay? I never do shit like that. I never get to have moments to myself that much. And I said, fuck it. And I was leaning and watching Netflix. Queen's Gambit and Sherlock Holmes on Netflix. Really great shows to watch. Anywho, but I had to snap out of it fast because it wasn't helping my cough. It wasn't helping me get better.
Yeah.
And I needed to get better. I needed to get better for my child, for my life, because my life is very demanding.
Yeah.
You know, like I have like different groups and different things that battle rap is like one world that I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like in like at least good 3 solid worlds, you know, and they all are demanding.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, let me get back to the demands. You know, so I have to heal myself. So I did. I healed myself in like 2 days. Like water, And not even though alkaline water is very good, you guys. Spring water.
Yeah, I actually just learned that.
Yeah.
The whole alkaline thing, I kind of just looked into it.
Yeah.
Because I used to drink hella alkaline water, and I would be like, dude, paying like $10 for like a gallon every day. I'd be like, fuck it, it's better for you, you know?
It depends where you're getting it from. Because the reason why I became a believer of alkaline water is because I knew somebody who sold alkaline water. And my parents got some. So I just tried it, you know, to get everybody a jug. And I tried it. And when I first took a drink, it felt like something came alive inside me.
Yeah, it tastes great.
Yeah, it was like I'm drinking real water, you know?
Yeah.
But it's made that way.
Totally.
It's made that way.
Plus, your body can't process that. There's a certain level. It's kind of like eating protein. There's like
just adding protein.
Yeah, it's your body can only process so much at once, so it'll push all the rest aside. And it's not like it saves it for later. So there's like an alkaline pH level that your body can hit, and like
to be in balance.
Yeah,
and then the rest, just like anything else, it'll throw you off balance with too much.
And basically, tap water hits that. So like alkaline water, like kind of is a marketing ploy in a way, and I found out that very recently. So I've just been drinking fucking tap water now. I switched out.
Well, the difference. Okay, so no. You know what though? What I would say with this too though, the reason why we stopped drinking tap water is because of the fluoride.
Yeah. And
the fluoride, it'll start to crystallize and calcify your pineal gland, and it puts you in a state of like, it could put you in like a zombie state. You know, you're not as conscious of the world and your surroundings.
Yeah.
But what I also found in my studies is that it's not in all neighborhoods.
Oh, really?
It's not as high in some neighborhoods. So you living where you live at, you might actually be okay. Your tap water might actually be okay. But they actually have companies that you can contact that actually come and test your water.
Oh, crazy. Okay.
I know where I live at, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Because it was actually a thing with the water.
Yeah.
Like, they went through a Flint thing like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't do the tap.
Totally.
You know, like, but spring water, you guys, spring water actually has a certain level of alkaline that can bring you to that state. And I go and got my sea moss. Sea moss mixed with bladderwrack. Sea moss mixed with bladderwrack, as we talked about before, has over like 92 minerals. So it's like a boom, like a pump up.
Then what do you do with the sea moss? Do you blend it up and like drink it?
Yeah, that's how I drink mine. Or I might put it in a juice. Okay, but so what I do, and this is how I get my son to take it, because it's from the sea.
Yes.
And it tastes like it.
Tastes like salt water. Can you grow it yourself?
Interesting question.
Yeah.
I'm sure that if you create a habitat, it will grow. Because it's moss.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Totally.
Like, so if you create a habitat, you can definitely grow it.
Yeah.
And a saltwater habitat. But, because
it tastes salty and your son doesn't like that, so you put it in juice?
He is at a stage in his life where he's a rebel to anything of me trying to convert him to my lifestyle.
Of course.
So, because when I had my child, I was a teenager. So, I didn't know the things that I know now. So, I learned them as I went. And I'm not like, so it's like sometimes people just learn some things and it's like, okay, it's an easy transition. I went from bullshit to, like, I'm like super conscious with all of this stuff, you know? So he's like, no. Like, this is my life. Like, this is what I've chosen. I like it, you know, and why?
Yeah.
You know, especially when I first started, like, and I started going to like Harass Unity Center and stuff like that, he was clowning. He was like 8 years old or something, but was like, he's so mature. That's cool. He was like, he told me straight up at 8 years old, he was like, Mommy, I understand that you're making some changes in your life. And mostly because you went to some center and some people told you some stuff. but I'm not willing to change my life because you went to a center and some people told you some stuff.
That's cool. That's respectable.
Definitely.
Yeah,
like, it was
cool.
like hardcore respect. It was
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
dope.
you a real one. Like, you're not just going with the flow. Like,
Yeah.
like, not just because I said so.
You know what's a
Like,
really good quote I just heard about kids and parents is that, I'm going to probably butcher it, but children always fail to listen to their parents, but never fail to mimic them.
that's deep.
Yeah,
That's
isn't that
deep.
interesting to think
Yes,
about? Because like even you with your parents, I'm sure there's things that you're just
Oh,
like,
definitely.
oh hell no, but then
Definitely.
there's
And then you're
things you
doing
probably
it.
do.
You become them.
Yeah, exactly.
In a sense, like, even when stuff that you don't like. And that's why you just have to not be rebellious about it per se, but have an understanding of yourself.
Yeah,
Because I'll hear him say stuff sometimes. I'm like, oh, where you get that from?
totally.
He won't be trying to give me my props.
Yeah.
But he was like, I thought that was common. He'll say something like, I thought that was common knowledge. And blah, 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 and start talking about it. And I was like, I taught you that.
Yeah, right.
Yo, we
Yeah,
had that
common knowledge from
conversation.
where, dude?
Yeah,
Look at my house.
like, come on. Like, come on. Like, other kids is not talking about that. Like,
Yeah.
come on. But anyway, so, where were we talking?
CMOS. So you put CMOS in
Okay,
juice.
so CMOS. So the antibiotic. Let's talk about antibiotics. The reason that I personally don't go for the pharmaceuticals antibiotics is because it not only attacks your good bacteria, your bad bacteria, but it attacks the good bacteria. Every body has a balance between good and bad bacteria. And what that helps is for you to fight things off. Like, you actually cannot live just with no bacteria.
Yeah.
Like, they have a purpose. Like, it actually has a purpose. But because the antibiotics by the pharmaceutical company is engineered, it doesn't know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So it attacks it all.
Yeah.
So now your body not only needs to recuperate from being ill, it needs to recuperate and go back to being in balance, period. So the likeliness of you getting sick again right after healing is way higher than if you utilize a natural source of antibiotic. So something that I use is oregano oil. So that's something that you can use. You can find online. I have a friend that sells it. You can look on Instagram, Melanated Magic. Everything is spelled regular except for melanated. Instead of an N, there's a 9. So Melanated Magic on Instagram, and she'll get it out to you. So oregano oil is a natural antibiotic. And that's something that you guys should just have. Sea moss and oregano oil is something you guys should just have. So that way when you get sick, you already ready.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. It took me only a couple of days to heal myself, but I had to get everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had, within them few weeks, I let myself,
Yeah.
fall off.
Yeah.
I should have, when I went to my store and to get everything, and they didn't have that, I should have just went to another store and got it.
Yeah.
Or ordered it from a friend. Because I know holistic healers. Everybody got to see moss on deck.
Yeah.
It's like trapping right now. Mm-hmm. So I didn't do that. I just went on with my life. Oh, it's not here. Oh, what else I got to do today? And then forgot.
Yeah.
Because I had been living a healthy lifestyle. I didn't expect to get sick.
Totally.
It's like I've been doing this for so long, or like, not even gonna say so long, because I wasn't disciplined for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been disciplined. I was disciplined for about 5 months, where I was just like, okay, this is my life. And then I fell off for a couple weeks, and what happened? I got sick.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't doing what I went out of my regimens.
Yeah. You'll always fall to the strength of your program.
That was deep.
Yeah.
That was deep. Good shit, Avo.
It's not. I didn't make that up.
I was wondering, like, are you gonna reference?
Yeah. No.
Where
I
you
heard
get it
it from
from?
somebody else. So.
Okay.
But it's really true, right?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
program's strong, you will be too.
And we have to program ourselves.
Yeah.
We have to program ourselves, or we will always fall short.
Yes.
And that's even what I want to make sure I share with people too. Like, a lot of people are lining up around these corners getting these vaccinations, and you're feeling like superheroes. The vaccinations does not replace your immune system. It does not mean that you cannot get sick. It means that it's trying to help you not get sick from one particular strand of a virus.
Yeah, totally.
You can still get the regular flu. And the regular flu, I think everybody, first off, with COVID, I think everybody think they got it. Like, between the time it first came out and stuff. I know, I think I got it. I think, like, a lot of people got it when it first came out, when it hit the streets. But, for real.
It was a mixtape or something.
For real. Because that's what it felt like, you know.
Yeah.
I had it before it even came out.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
like,
Cool.
yeah, like, before news was even talking about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I had all those symptoms. Like, that's how COVID was, you know. But what I can say from having that experience is it wasn't worse than a regular flu. When I got the regular flu years ago, I was paralyzed. I couldn't do anything. Stuff was coming out of areas. It was horrible. And I can understand how throughout history the influenza in general has taken people out. Like the flu, that's why we have a flu season and people get vaccinated throughout a season, which we just got out of, you know. And because it takes people out. And the same people that were, they said were more sensitive to the COVID virus is sensitive to the regular flu. Older people, little small children, people who already have other ailments are still sensitive to the regular flu and other things that's out there. So in order for us to fight those things on a regular basis, we have to program ourselves to be, you know, healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get your sunlight. You have to get your oxygen. Like, oxygenated blood is what feeds all your organs.
Yeah.
Water. We are a very high percentage of water. Period.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
We're like a big filter, too.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like putting water... I like to think of it like that. Like, when I'm getting sick, I usually just try to slam a gallon of water and always...
And pump it out.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
pump it out.
Yeah.
Like, you're cleansing yourself. Like, water is the purest mineral that we have access to.
Yep.
Water and air. Like, I know air is all fucked up. And I ain't gonna say it's pure. It ain't really pure no more. You know?
Yeah, totally.
But oxygen, we need it.
Yep.
You know? And if you live in a city like how I do, that's why I like to go to nature. Because... I was watching this documentary on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there, but it was talking about how water and oxygen travels and how one tree can be responsible for the life of so many people, you know? And if it's not that many of them and you got all of these people and all of this stuff, most likely it's a lot of illness in that area.
Yeah, I could see that.
People are not getting oxygen. So when I go to a certain area, I look at the trees to see where I'm at. Because that's the energy.
Yeah.
You can literally go to an environment and look at the tree, and the tree will tell you what's there. Because it'll either be happy, it'll either be like full and bright, or it'll be like this.
Yeah.
When it's like this, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole energy of this whole space.
Totally.
Like, it's death and it's like,
Yeah.
it's illness.
Yeah.
You know? So look at the trees, you guys, and find them. Be close to them. Because they live through us. Because they suck in carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
We blow it out.
Yeah.
And then they blow out oxygen. So it'd be like, hey, what's up, bro? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we helping each other out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
it's mutual.
yeah. Like, we trying to nigga reciprocity. Right? You feel me? So, we need that. So, nature, sunlight, you know, spring water. Or, if you live in certain neighborhoods, get your tap water on. Whatever. Water. Get your water on, you know? And then have in your medicine cabinet oregano oil. That is a natural antibiotic. And every day, if you can, have your sea moss, you know? And even if it's not even every day, like throughout the week somewhere, put it in your smoothie or in your drink. If it's raw, then you can make it into a gel. That was like the easiest way. I'm actually going to start doing that, making it into a gel. Because where I'm getting it at now, I'm going to be getting it raw instead of the powder.
Uh-huh.
Originally, I was utilizing the powder, so that was a lot easier. Just kind of put it in, you know, a drink or make a smoothie and stuff.
And
but
raw, you have to grind it up.
Yeah, you have to grind it up and blend it, or maybe I'll come and do another show and teach people how to make the gel.
Yeah.
You know, you make the gel and you can put the gel in anything or just just take it. Just
Oh, word.
fuck it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, we don't like medicine. Medicine don't taste good. So, like, but when it comes to natural stuff, all of a sudden we care about how it tastes.
Yeah, and we drink hella alcohol. Alcohol's not
Right.
like the best thing to taste.
Yeah, like, we're taking shots. Like,
Yeah, totally.
but we cool with that, though.
Yeah.
And that we cool with how that makes us feel.
Yeah.
But not just taking a spoonful of this real quick because of how that's going to make you feel in the long run.
Totally.
You know? So this episode was about us living longer and us not sacrificing our health for anything. You know? And I have it bad. You know, I get to I don't say I have it bad because I've been doing good as hell. But I have nostalgia. You know, I go to certain spaces in my mind and times of my life. You know, even with my poetry. And that's why I resonate. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it's a writer that just passed like a year ago, and they have her. You can find her documentary, but her name is Toni Morrison. And I found out about her at a premiere in Hollywood on her documentary. And one thing that I loved about her is she would just go escape, you know, go get a room or something and have her favorite wine and go to a space and just release. And that's how I am with my poetry. Like, I drink my little wine and I go to an emotional space. I go to an emotional space and let it out. Because I'm so like this a lot of the time. I know I seem so like this. And for the most part, I am with life, but not with things that I've been through.
Yeah.
Sometimes, because it's not for everybody all the time. It's not just like, take my shit. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, that's like in its own little place. And it's like, no, take all the rest of the stuff and feed that. So this can just wither away. You know? But writing helps me.
That's good.
It helps me wither it away. Wash it out. It's not mine anymore. It's for whoever needs to know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
And I have to calm down or come to a certain state. I get great ideas when I meditate. I get great points when I meditate, you know. But when it comes to the entire piece, I have my rituals that I do, you know. And maybe it's not the best all the time, you know. And I don't be getting drunk or nothing. I'm over that. Like, I am over getting drunk. I don't know how old you guys are on here, but drunk days is over. That shit is not fun.
Yeah.
Like, that is not fun.
For sure.
Like,
I'm almost 3 years sober, and I try to think of, like, dude, why would I ever want to be like that again?
Yeah, like,
being drunk does not sound even enjoyable.
No. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, the whole process of being drunk sucks.
Yeah, for real.
Like, the moment you didn't even forget some stuff. You don't even know everything that happened. Then the next day, how you feel. Like, no, that sucks. But I might have my glass of red wine, which one glass is actually good for your heart and bloodstreams. So I'm not promoting drinking on the site for people that are trying to not do bad things and have...
and you could probably tell them a bunch of other stuff that's good for your heart that isn't drinking, too.
Yes, so. I totally can. Scratch that, you guys. So, the point is, I am not perfect. I make mistakes. And it can be sacrificial, you know, because what's that? I like it. With great power comes great responsibility. Shout out to the uncle on Spider-Man.
I love that. I love how everybody quotes that. Like, it's like some deep quote, but it's really from fucking Spider-Man.
It was wise. It's for real. Yeah. And what do they say is power? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? What is power?
What do I think power is?
Don't get out super deep. It's like the answer I'm looking for is like super simple.
Or just government, I think.
Okay, no. Well, yeah. In a sense. But with a system, like in a system that we live in and this and that, like, they hold a lot of the power. But knowledge.
Ooh, okay.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
But knowledge is only power once utilized.
True.
And with knowledge comes great responsibility. because you have to utilize it for it to be power.
Yeah.
So in the point in which I retain this knowledge, it is my responsibility to utilize it. And I deserve to lose when I'm not operating in my power. And that's what happened, you guys. Wasn't operating in power. Took an L.
Yeah.
Took an L.
But it's a growth process, you know.
Yeah.
You came away with a lot of knowledge of it.
I definitely did. I came, and that's the thing. That's why I'm transparent.
Yeah. It's good.
Because life is not about just everything being smooth.
Not at all.
It's about what you get from the ride.
Yep.
It's about growth.
Yep.
You know, it's about when you have a bad experience or what you consider to be a bad experience, what happened from it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because of the way, what I understand about nature and about the universe, when you do not learn a lesson, you will go through it again.
Yeah, for real.
And it will be just as traumatic or worse every time.
Yeah.
Until you learn the lesson.
Yep.
Because until you learn the lesson, you don't know how to maneuver in that situation.
Yeah.
And you let it drain you and become you.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, okay, I remember this. Oh, and go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you that's what life is about. It's like a video game.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't beat the level, you're going to keep waking up on the same level. How many times you want to stay on that same level?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
don't you want to see what's at the, you at least want the big boss. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what I've been like. I even was telling one of my friends that recently because she was expressing to me some issues she was having, you know, haters and different stuff like that. And one thing that I learned over the past year is we actually choose our enemies. And we accept them. Because your enemy or adversaries choose you. It's creepy in how it happens. Because you can just be living your life and start getting attacked.
Yeah.
You know? Or they start putting your name and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, bro, like, who are you people?
Yeah.
Or like, why you don't like me? I don't even know you. Like, you know, like they choose you.
Totally.
And it's I learned to understand that it's actually flattering. You know, it's actually honorable. Because they choose you as a threat to their life. Rather if you know them or not.
Yeah.
They choose you as a trigger to what they need to work on within themselves.
Yeah.
They choose you as a trigger, you know, but you don't have to accept the position that they're applying for. And that's what we have to learn. Because somebody sees themselves as your adversary and they attack you, doesn't mean that you have to accept them as an adversary. You're just a person that don't like me.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Totally.
like once you accept them, now you have an adversary.
Yeah.
You know, now we doing this.
You choose to engage.
You choose to engage.
Yeah. It's difficult to not do that, for sure. It's
It
very
is.
difficult not
It
to.
is. But it's a growing process.
Yeah, you're right. It
Because
is.
I definitely used to engage
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
I was ready to go 0 to 100 with 100 of y'all.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a good example I saw of that this weekend coming back from Atlanta. It was pretty interesting. This guy, he was in the security line, and his mask was like kind of down a little bit. And there's like people that kind of pull their mask down in the security line because there's like there's like plastic separating them. It's weird.
yeah.
But so he gets up to the metal detector, and I'm right behind him. And he's wearing some like boxing shirt. He's like a bigger white guy, not like buff or anything. He's just kind of bigger. I don't know why I had to specify that, but he's like, he's not in shape or nothing. But yeah, so he's in line and he's in front of me, and there's a woman at the metal detector, and she like, I didn't really see what happened, but I think she like, you know, told him to pull his mask up, and you know, working at the airport is a space where you deal with people that have high anxiety, that are probably rude to you.
Yeah.
All day. So that wears on you. So
Yeah.
oftentimes you're a sounding board and you reflect the energy you're given. So I try to give those people as much
benefit of a
leeway.
doubt. Yeah.
it's hard. It's definitely difficult sometimes where you're like, you're being rude to me for no reason. But at the same time, people are rude to them all day for no reason.
Yeah.
So I think she was probably a little bit short with him. And this guy calls her the B word immediately.
Wow.
Yeah, but like not to her face. Like
he just walking around and just said it
loud enough.
Yeah.
And then like there's like kids around and people around and shit, and he's just cussing hella loud.
Wow.
He's like, like back in my fucking day, somebody would get knocked out. I'm like, you're talking about knocking out a woman? Like what the hell?
Like, bruh.
This is
but that goes with his toxicity when he going through in his life.
Exactly. I'm like, it's about something else. But I saw the coolest thing. Some guy basically, because like, everybody immediately wants to meet this guy at the same level.
Yeah.
Like, hey, chill the fuck out, dude. Just a woman. Like, why are you so mad?
Yeah, like that wasn't even.
But that's like, this guy just like kind of like approached it from such an awesome level. This dude's just like, hey man, don't let her rile you up. Like, just keep on moving on. And then he just let this dude just vent to him. He's like, fucking these people here, they act like assholes to everybody. Cussing super loud. And he's like, like white family over here is like getting all bothered. Like, it's like, geez, man, just chill out. And then, but this guy is just like letting him vent, and and he's just talking and like cussing, and slowly he's calming down. And then the guy's just like, hey, do you feel better? Do you feel like you got it all out of your system?
And that's a strength. It
They're
really
strangers,
is. Yeah.
And they walked to the gate together afterwards because I was gonna tell that guy how impressed I was with how he handled that.
But he just kept going.
But he was with him, so I couldn't go up. It would be awkward and be like, hey man, it was cool how you handled that.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, but they weren't like friends, and they weren't together, and they became. It was so awesome. I was like, dude, that's so honorable the way you handled that.
And that's the most beautiful example of being a human being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He allowed the I want to say this right because I see it in my head, and it's like whatever that guy was going through, his conditioning.
Yeah.
His that tainted him and put that energy on him. He allowed that to shed so his being could just be, and that's hard for people to do because we get attached so easy.
Yeah.
We get so emotionally attached to every scenario so easy instead of just seeing things as they are.
Yeah.
And that's something that I actually got better at doing. Because when people lash out or they start to just come at you or this or that, it don't have nothing to do with you.
Exactly. It's about something that's going on with their life.
Yeah, because we not even interact. I don't even know you.
For
like,
real. For real.
So you need to heal.
Yep.
Or you need to vent.
Yeah.
And like what the guy did is make himself a board for the venting.
Yeah, it was
and
impressive.
that's how I look at it sometimes. Like sometimes people just need to do this.
Yeah.
And what happens is when you don't engage and feed it, it does calm down.
Exactly.
Because there's nothing feeding it. So they get to get it all out.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what else I'm gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
So we have to, as people, first off, we gotta heal ourselves.
100%.
Because in the lack of healing ourselves, we got way too many triggers.
Definitely.
And that's the problem most of the time. Why people could even get to you
The short
because
temper like that.
it's a trigger.
Yeah.
It could be one word.
Yeah, for real.
And it takes you back to that one place in time and you there again.
Yeah.
And it's good to go through those experiences like we just talked about a minute ago.
Yeah.
Because without knowing your triggers, you don't know what you still need to work on.
Yeah.
Because somebody could be talking about something, they're not even talking to you, and you get triggered. Talking about me. Like, it could be, you can see a post, and it's like, talk about me. They ain't even talking about you.
Yeah.
They don't even know you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
But so when I get triggered, what I like to do is ask myself, why did that bother me? Why did that bother me? And then you deal with that so that the next time you take yourself out of it and let people go through what they're going through. Because they need that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how we got on this conversation.
No, I like it. It's organic.
Yeah.
It's about having compassion for your fellow human regardless of the energy they're putting out.
Yeah.
Look past that. It's not easy at all. It's
really
not.
Hard. It's a long training process.
And you can fail. You can fail at it. You can make mistakes, just like you said. Like with your health, you made a mistake. Everybody is allowed mistakes.
It's
more
about
than once.
growing from the mistake, though.
Totally.
And even this is it too. You can make more than one mistake, yeah. But the first step is even knowing that it was a mistake. You know?
Yeah.
Like sometimes people are still at a state in their healing where they're blaming outwards.
Yeah.
It's not even something that you did that was even wrong.
Yeah.
So first you have to understand how you could have did something different in a scenario to make it make the outcome better. And then make an effort for it not to happen again. And if it do, be like, like, you know, it's okay though, like you said. Because even like you said earlier about even being an athlete or learning a skill, you're going to make mistakes in being in the journey of being great at it.
Totally.
Like, you know, even if it's just riding a bike, you're going to fall.
Yeah.
And you're going to fall again.
Yeah.
And you're going to realize, okay, when I get over here, don't go by that dip. I'm not ready for that.
Yep.
Like, you know, you learn how to jump a little bit with it when you get on the high. Like, you learn. But you got to learn. You know, you can't be afraid to learn.
Yeah.
So that you can be a healing point for other people.
Yeah.
That's how we got on it.
The guy.
Yeah, like you gotta in order to help others heal, you have to heal.
Yeah.
And then you can be like that guy.
Yeah, that was really impressive. I was blown because even me, I was about to be like, man, shut the fuck up. Like, what the hell? Like,
and I'd be like that too. I hate when people.
Call this woman.
I hate seeing people be evil to people.
Yeah, for real.
You know, especially if you are. I can look at both of you and know that they don't have a chance.
Yeah, for real.
You know, so it's like, bruh, like, man, if I gotta stand in front of her right now, like, don't make me have to, because then if you hit me, I'm really be mad. Like, man, y'all better not let him hit me.
Totally.
But you know,
yeah.
But yeah, it's a feeling that we get it, we involve ourselves emotionally.
Yeah, and it's such a knee-jerk reaction to want to do that, you know. And then when you step back, you're like, what would that really help?
Exactly.
You know?
Because it's not about us as humanitarians or activists or just protectors or just people who understand people and life force and want the best of it for every individual. We get to a point to where we have to understand it's not about like not getting involved sometimes it's a need, but your approach.
Exactly. Yeah, his approach was like to listen to the guy. Like, hey, what's bothering you about this? Instead of like telling him that his voice shouldn't be heard, even if it was aggressive and inflammatory and highly unnecessary.
I just went through something like that recently. So it was a situation, and this is battle rap related. And I muted somebody in the Western Conference group. And it's very interesting, and it would be interesting even if my opponent does hear this and he talks about it. But the raving response to me muting him and him ravaging and going on and on, even though they don't like that, like he's not the first person that's been muted for doing stuff like that. Even though it was pertaining to me, so they feel like because it was pertaining to me and I'm muting him, I abused my power, and I was basically oppressing him and trying to kill him off for he didn't have a voice. You know, I was taking his voice away, and it was a little funny in the moment, but it's understandable. Yeah. And in every sense of our life, we will have those tests, you know, and we will have those situations. And just like we don't want people to take away our voice, we have to remember that in others, even if we don't like what they have to say. Yeah. You know, and it's like, just because you can go, boop, shut up. Can't always do that. Yeah. You know, like you gotta let it rock. Because sometimes when you decide to shut somebody up or you know, or do something like that, it makes the voice more powerful. Definitely.
If you engage, it will definitely amplify it. It also brings you down to their level too, which is the most important thing.
Because then it's like, oh, why you didn't want him to speak? it must be the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I went through a tiny little mini, like, conspiracy theory. Like, I feel like the government and, like, conspiracy theorists. And it's like, dang, so this is how this works from that point of view. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know?
Yeah.
So, it's so many levels of understanding in this world.
Totally.
How much time we got? Because I feel like you keep looking at stuff. And...
Oh, no, I'm just checking the chat. We got 5 minutes left.
Okay.
Chad, if you guys want to ask Sister Outspoken any questions, I saw Anthony
They
Price.
have a lot of stuff on here. Yeah, let me look and see.
He said, what do you do when you can't figure out what about it bothered you? Like if somebody's being inflammatory and then you're like, why does that bother me? Like, I don't know. This person's just being
okay, so this is, I'm going to take this a little spiritual because sometimes we don't have the answers all the time right then. You have to talk to your higher self or to whoever it is that you believe you get answers from. And what I like to do, again, nature. Like, you know, nature is so wise. Like those trees, everything, they've lived here way longer than you. So when you go and you clear your mind and take a journal, you clear your mind, you get in that space. Don't have your phone, looking at your phone, none of that. You sit there, you ask that question. And then you write. You will get your answers. I'm telling you. You will get your answers. And if you don't get your answers like in the detail that you want it right then, what you will see is the universe will start to, because you want it that bad and you want to grow in that way, it'll move in a way to where it'll be presented to you. It can be a person that you walk by when you go into the parking lot right after that, and they'll be like, oh, come here and do this or something, or they'll say something that triggers a memory, and it was like, oh, I remember going through that. That would make sense why I felt like that over here and this and that. It'll start to unravel for you, but you have to want the answer. And sometimes it's not fast. Sometimes it's not fast. Sometimes you have to meditate. Sometimes you have to leave it. Don't dwell and just hinder over it either. But recognize that it's something that bothers you. And you may end up in a conversation with somebody else and they talking about how they healed something that bothered them. And it's the same thing I was going through with you. And then you have that understanding. So it's about being aware that it's something. Not wanting to put yourself in certain positions that bring it out and bring out the worst of you. And finding clarity in spaces where you can have a clear mind to be able to receive the answers from your own spirit or from whatever else so that you can have understanding. So, you know, that'll be my answer with that. Exactly when they start having impressions and not leveling up. I don't know. They must have had a conversation. Okay, they have their own conversation.
Modern Divine, Sister Outspoken, I look forward to speaking with you and RX. The frequency will definitely have meaning. Yes.
I definitely look forward to it. And to anyone, whenever you see me around or at an event or somewhere, never hesitate to come and say hi, introduce yourself. I'm not the kind of person to just be like, who is you? Like, I'm not going to do you like that. Like, don't expect me to just know you either, just because, like, you expect me to see your profile picture on Twitter or something. Like, I normally don't even blow those up and look at them close. Yeah. So, introduce yourself. Let me know how you know me or came across me, and we could talk. You know, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Anthony Price, Sister Outspoken, is one of my favorite guests to see in Ruiner Day. We appreciate the positive energy you put out into the world.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for coming by, really.
Hell yeah, Anthony. Also, congrats. Earlier I saw what you wrote. Blue asks, do you find it difficult to write without alcohol?
No, depending on what I'm writing. You know, It depends on what I'm writing. Like, battle rap, I go to a grimy space. So I go to nostalgic places of my grimy spaces in my life. You know, certain pieces, not all my poetry. Let me rephrase that. You know, not all my poetry, but certain ones I go to a certain space to allow me to be the most emotional. You know, when I'm just being enlightened or being regular or just talking about stuff,
Yeah.
like I don't need that stuff. I don't need it, period.
Yeah.
But I have a certain mode that I like to go in with certain things. And that's what I do sometimes. But that's why. Well, we'll talk more about how I feel about battle rap. But when it comes to like storytelling and stuff like that, like when I'm working on my novel, I like to be sober. Like I prefer to be sober most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my clarity.
Yeah.
I get the best ideas, the best everything being sober. But it's a psychological thing that I go through with preparing for a battle.
Yeah.
And that's probably why battling isn't my most favorable form of writing and art. I enjoy it more as a fan. Even though I love how it's trained my pen, it's trained my understanding of writing, and it's trained me to be more calm.
Yeah.
Because battle rap is not just about dishing out, it's about taking it. And that helped me in life.
That's dope. I had a dream last night that I was battling somebody.
Oh, hey, all the media people are battling now.
Dog, I didn't have anything memorized. And I
that's the scariest thing
ever.
ever.
When I was battling on URL too, which is hilarious. Like, definitely, this is like a fucking dream. And I remember telling Smack, I'm like, dog, I got the first down pretty good, but I don't have the second two because I was helping film the event too. I was like working, but I was also gonna battle a really big battle rapper.
You are so infused in this culture to the point to where you are having experiences that battle rappers have.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I thought it was a me thing, right?
Yeah.
But I've seen tweets and seen interviews like almost like all the battle rappers have that dream.
Yeah.
Like I wonder what it pertained to for you, Yeah,
I don't know. That one was.
That would
really
be
weird.
good to dissect.
And it was interesting too because it's like I knew what this particular battle rapper was gonna say. I'm like, I know the angles you're gonna have. So I don't know what that really means.
It probably was just maybe it was just something that you were battling,
Definitely.
know, like something whatever they were going to say, like that's something that you're still battling.
Yeah.
And you still trying to figure out how to combat it.
100%. Yeah.
And maybe you don't feel all the way ready for that.
Yeah.
But that's deep.
That is deep.
It's deep. You such an infused battle rap. Like your spiritual, your spiritual lessons is coming through you battling and stuff.
Totally.
Like man, you need to battle at least once though. I think why not? You don't want to battle at least once?
Because that'd be horrible. It'd be so trash. It would be like I don't want anybody to listen to me rap. It's embarrassing. I have battled before. I freestyle battled in 2001.
Where that's at? You got to show me.
Oh, it was really horrible.
It was?
Yeah, I have footage.
So you did your one time life thing, yeah.
And I remember I just did it as a joke too. I was like, I'm just gonna go up there and clown.
But what if you tried to write?
Oh my god, it would suck. I don't got that creative bone in my body. I'm too abstract too.
You think you would be saying like some weird stuff?
I'd be like King Los times a million. They'd be like, what are you talking about?
It might be tight.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
You're like, no, we're not doing that.
I'd rather contribute to the culture in other ways.
That's cool.
And plus, I feel like battling makes it about you so much. And I'm already pretty weird about that too. Like Clayton runs the Instagram and he's always like, let's get a picture to post on the Instagram. And I'm always weird about that. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like me and the guy,
It took me so long to get in that space.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have a strong internet presence. I just got consistent with being on the internet.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't see the point. And I don't like people all in my shit. Yep. And it's like all my thoughts, all my stuff. And I'm not the kind of person. It took me forever to start taking pictures.
Yeah.
I just didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
I'll be at an event or be somewhere and I'll be in the moment.
That's great. That's perfect that you're like that.
Yeah. But what happened was about 2 years ago now. About a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. I was in film school for a little while.
Dope.
And I was taking this class called, I know we got to go, but let me finish this thought.
That's so good.
I was taking this class called, what was a media class? And basically what he was talking to us about is the industry in general, because
Yeah.
it was people from different, because I was in animation, so it was like film and like animation and people who were in the music industry. And he was teaching us about, you got to have a following. That's the world that we live in. He was giving us examples of different movie scenes, like, and scripts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was like, if you go in with a script and this other person go in with a script, and your movie that you coming in with is phenomenal, you the most best writer they ever came across, and this other person, they movie is trash, but they got 100K followers or 500K followers, and you got 50 or 1,000.
Yeah.
You know, they gonna go with that person because they already showed that they can sell.
Totally.
And if it's millions of dollars on the line, they're not taking no gambles.
Yeah. You know, the thing about... I have a very unique view on social media. I don't like it at all. If it was up to me, Ruin Your Day would have no social media presence.
Yeah, it's a job in itself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do it. Clayton does it, and he likes social media. I hate social media. But I think, I'm like, what if... I mean, I think there are other avenues we can explore with that, where it could show that you're marketable without likes and followers, you know? What about a social media place, or what about a place for leaders instead of followers? Like, I don't like the whole concept of it. To me, is so diluted. And
it is, but the industry looks at it like that. And he was giving an example of like Cardi B.
Fuck the industry.
I know, right? Independent.
Yeah.
But yeah, but they was giving examples of different artists, you know, and what they even got paid coming in and getting signed.
Yep.
And he was like, Cardi, like, she can got like millions or whatever, and they haven't even been cutting them kind of checks.
Yeah.
But the fact that she showed that she can sell on her own, and she can lead and get all these people to follow her on her own, then she's shown that she can make their money back.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not about who's the best.
Yeah, it's not.
It's about who can sell.
Totally.
And it's like, ooh. So I started getting on Twitter. Like, and I got a cool little 1,000 followers.
Oh, I'm sure.
In like some months,
You would
you
kill
know.
it. If you were I don't know what you're like now because I'm not on Twitter, but like you would.
If I had been
great.
consistent throughout my entire like career of being in entertainment at all,
Yeah.
I would have some.
But
it would be.
I think the thing, I love what you say about being in the moment.
Yeah.
That's so good, and nobody is like that anymore. Nobody.
Yeah, it's like let me capture a moment so it looks good on my
Literally
album.
At Cassidy Hitman, we're filming the press conference, and I took a photo of this behind Ben, who's filming like the other angle. There's so many people with their cameras out, their cell phones.
They're not even seeing the battle.
They're looking through their lens.
And they paid to be there.
Yeah,
you might as well watch it on TV.
Yeah. I'm always like, this is so confusing. I guess if you're gonna go back and watch it, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But most people are not doing that. They're doing that to share with people
to show that they were there.
Yeah, it's just like this self-aggrandizing.
Yeah,
thing.
like look what I'm doing.
Yeah, totally. It's
like but it's like
at the airport. I was looking around. There's nobody looking up at the airport.
Oh,
They're sitting
my
down. They're
God.
all on their fucking phones. You know, it's
bad.
It is bad, but it's wonderful that you said that you like being in the moment because I feel like a lot of people would benefit from that.
Yeah, and we have to teach our children that. Because the youth are coming in this.
Yeah, they're coming in hot. They're coming in fucking hot.
Yeah, this is all they know.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know about just going outside and just playing and not even, like, when I was a kid, this didn't exist.
Totally.
So they have it, they're I mean, the kids are 5, 4 with their own phone.
Yeah, with the internet.
With the internet, doing stuff
you
in
can
there.
Look at anything.
Exactly.
It's
like,
wild.
I watched my son change when he got a phone.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is for real.
Yeah.
And like, we gotta make our kids go outside. My parents used to have to make us come inside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
Like, he don't know nothing about the street light rule.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
I'll be kicking them out
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah. What are we gonna do out there? It's boring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, we used to discover stuff. Like, we used to like make a game out of nothingness. You know,
Totally.
like, and it was fun.
Yeah.
Like, you spent hours on this game that was nothingness.
Yeah.
Like, man, because they creativity and they mind and everything is not even theirs no more sometimes. But anyway, that's a whole
I know,
nother
totally.
conversation.
We went left.
Yeah.
but It's good. This is what this show is all about.
Yeah, it's about
SISTAR
healing, you
Outspoken.
know.
Her book's out now, everybody.
Oh, yes.
Go get it.
SISTAROutspoken.com, my spoken word book. It is out now. You know, thank you to everybody who has been already supporting. Like, I love y'all. You have no idea. Like, you guys inspire me a lot by even, taking in what the things that I'm talking about and regurgitating it back to me and asking for more. Like, you guys, you the real MVPs for sure.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Thank y'all for joining me. I'll see y'all.